So why is Toronto one of the best stopover cities?
It begins with Pearson Airport because when you get off here, you've got a direct shot to Toronto with the Union Pearson Express, which is the fastest way to get downtown.
And the simplest.
Yeah, I don't know if you've heard about Toronto traffic.
It's brutal. It takes you like 4 hours to get from like the north part of Toronto to the south.
Right? A lot of celebrities have complained about getting to their own concerts late because of Toronto traffic. So you could take a taxi, but you'll actually get there much quicker if you take the Union Pearson Express, and it's pretty cheap.
Yeah, I think it's like $9.25 if you have a Presto card, but
Which most of you won't.
Yeah, but if you don't, I think it's like $12.35. I'll confirm that later in the description. To just get from Pearson to like the heart of Toronto, which is Union Station.
And you'll see why that's important, because there are a number of things you're going to see in this particular video that are key tourist attractions, the things everybody wants to see that you can do just walking.
Yeah.
Within that section of the city once you get off the Union Pearson Express. We're going to get on it now and take you there. So stay tuned. There's lots to come.
Yeah.
So we're going to begin this video by following Amy to the Union Pearson Express platform at Pearson Terminal 1. Now, if you do arrive at, say, Terminal 3, there is a shuttle train, it's free, that takes you almost directly to this platform. So no matter where you arrive at Pearson International Airport, it's easy to find your way to the Union Pearson Express. Now, if you do arrive in Terminal 1, you'll see signs everywhere that say Train to City. You just follow those and it'll take you to the platform. Now, we're going to speed up portions of this video. It'd be a little bit boring for you, for the majority of you to say, actually watch us step by step as we make our way from place to place. But we will share these videos in full, not sped up, on the Why We Buy It YouTube channel member side. It's as little as $2 to join per month. And there are a number of things we share there that we don't share here that are either unrelated topics or videos like this one, where if you're really looking forward to actually doing a stopover in Toronto and you want to see exactly where to go, know where all the different sites are and all the key points of interest, as well as reference points so you don't get lost, it's good to watch that video in its entirety, so we'll share it there. But for this particular video, we're going to speed up. So I'm going to speed up to the platform now. In this video, we're going to take you to a number of the top attractions in Toronto. We're going to show you how to get there. We're going to tell you how to allocate the time. We're going to give you options as to how quickly you can get there or how efficiently you can get there, because we're actually going to do the entire tour on foot, but you do have the options, of course, public transit. You have the option of using a taxi or taking an Uber. There are easier paths to where we're going, but it's fun to experience a city by foot. It's our favorite way to do it by far. Now, other things to mention about this particular video: if you're planning a stopover in Toronto, I'd say the bare minimum amount of time you would need is, say, 4 hours. With 4 hours, you can get to and from the airport, and it gives you enough time to see some of the most major attractions. So depending on what your interests are and how much time you have, and also what time of day you arrive, can determine which particular sites you should see. And we're including a couple of great photo op locations as well, so you've got something to share with family and friends on assorted social media channels after. Enjoy the video.
So from Toronto Pearson to Union Station, it took us exactly 26 minutes and 7 seconds. When you get off at Union Station, when you head left, you're going to hit all the major attractions like the Toronto CN Tower, Ripley's Aquarium, Skydome, you name it. But to the right, we are going to take you to one of our favorite breakfast places, budget friendly, and the staff is super amazing. So let's get into it now.
So we're going to follow Amy to our favorite little breakfast place. Now, it's located in close proximity to Starbucks, so if you're a Starbucks fanatic, you've got that too, although we prefer the coffee at our location. Union Station does have a sizable food court, though, with lots of options, so depending on what time of day you get here, there is something for everybody if this isn't really your thing. But let's follow Amy there. I'm going to speed things up so, again, you don't get bored. If you got heavy bags with you or a couple of large carry-ons you don't want to lug around during this, you got a luggage drop-off right there by the exit to Union Pearson Express. Following this video, we'll have a simple map that we share with you that'll show exactly how far we've walked and how long it took us to walk it. Of course, you may want to account for some additional time because we know exactly where we're going. Or you may want to save some time by using transit, which we'll mention in this video as well. And we'll also have addresses to all the key locations we come by in the description. So if you want to use Google Maps or you want to take a cab or an Uber, you'll have that handy. So be sure to check the description. I know a lot of you don't. I keep telling you to get the information in the description and you just skip right on by it. Don't skip it. We'll have some useful information in it. And like we said before, let's support the channel by subscribing, clicking that notification bell, and give us a like if you enjoy the video.
Our favorite stop is the bagel stop, and this is our favorite because we come here quite often actually when we have to take the GO train to visit my mother-in-law. But the reason we love this place so much is, one, the food's great. The coffee is fantastic. I recommend the hazelnut coffee because that's my go-to. And the staff are just incredible people. It's a mom and pop shop and the whole family works there and we've just fallen in love with them, so it's our go-to stop.
So if you didn't get much to eat on the plane, like a snack in the morning when you arrived, stop in here first before you start your day because there's a lot of walking. So we're going to keep track of how far we've walked today and how long it takes us to walk that distance with Strava. But we're going to begin by, if you were to get off the Union Pearson Express and turn left, you take the Skywalk, which takes you directly to some of the most iconic buildings in all of Toronto. Let's zip our way there. It's nice that they've got the Skywalk attached to your exit at the Union Pearson Express because it takes you, covered from the elements, directly to the heart of the action because you basically exit at the foot of the CN Tower. And that's the one thing that everybody has to see first, of course. And on a super short stopover, it could be the only thing you come and see and still feel like your time spent in Toronto was worthwhile.
So as soon as you exit the Skywalk, you have all these major attractions around you. We have the CN Tower, we have the Rogers Centre, aka Old School Sky Dome, we have the Ripley's Aquarium, you have the Rec Room, and you have the Train Museum.
And something that's great about most of the attractions in Toronto, pretty much everything we're going to show you today, is that you can see the entire attraction in its entirety in around an hour.
Yep.
Some of these are even less than that. So when you figure out how much time you actually have to spend on your stopover, let's say you've got 6 hours total, you could say to yourself, well, it takes half an hour to get to downtown and half an hour to get back, there's an hour. And maybe you pick 3 different attractions that you're really most interested in, and you account for an hour at each. So that'd be 4 hours, and you're back. You got your 2-hour window to get on your plane. So that's one of the best things about Toronto.
Now, if you're really pressed for time and you've only got a short stopover, that's as far as you need to go. You can spend, say, your full, say, 3 hours of additional time right there in the CN Tower Square, because you've got Ripley's Aquarium. You can go 45 minutes there. You can go up to CN Tower, spend another 45 minutes there. You can go across the street to the rec room if you got kids. Spend as much time as you like there. You've got the train museum. You've got the Rogers Centre. It's all right there. And if you're somewhat mobility impaired, you don't want to walk that much, this is perfect. So it's all you need to do. But if you want to venture into the city, this is the way you go. You head north, which is directly between the Rogers Centre and the CN Tower. It takes you to Front Street, and then you turn left, which is west, and you take that to Spadina, where we'll reach our next destination called the Well.
At the corner of Front and Spadina is the Well. The Well is a new take on shopping malls, but instead of just a bunch of retail stores, it has restaurants, salons, fitness centers, doctor's offices, and the one reason we're telling you to stop here is Arcadia Earth. Arcadia Earth is an interactive art exhibit that uses modern technology and virtual reality in ways you've never experienced before. It's really cool, especially if you're traveling with kids. They will absolutely love it. If modern art isn't your thing, though, we have some more traditional art coming up later.
Now, when you're done touring the Well or visiting Arcadia, you can head north on Spadina to get to our next stop. Now, this is a pretty lengthy walk. Okay, this is quite a hike, actually, from Front and Spadina to either Queen and Spadina, where you have sort of a alternative shops area and a great club spot if you're here at night, or Dundas and Spadina, where Chinatown begins. It's a long way, so I'm going to skip ahead. I'm not just going to fast forward. I'm going to skip ahead for you here. But if you don't want to walk it, you can take the streetcar you're going to see at a couple of spots here that just goes north-south on Spadina, and you can pay on the streetcar with a credit card, so it's very easy to use. And it's only like $3.50 per person. Now let's make our way up to Chinatown. Chinatown begins just north of Queen and Spadina and then continues north to a little bit north of College and Spadina. But the real heart of Chinatown is between Dundas and Spadina and College and Spadina. And then it runs for a few streets both east and west, but when you're heading up Spadina, you're going to see some of the activity there. And that's one of the things I love about Chinatown, is that it's always active. There's a lot of little stores. This is a place you go if you're interested in knockoffs, and you can find some in Kensington Market, which will be our next stop after this as well. But if you're looking for something like that, cheap, quote-unquote, designer brands, this is where you'll find them. But you'll also find some great food here, and one of our absolute favorite spots is coming up, but I'll let Amy tell you about that.
One of our favorite places to grab lunch in the city is this little dumpling place in Chinatown called Mother Dumplings. Chinatown has hundreds of restaurants, so if you don't know this was there, you'd probably miss it. Why is this one of our favorite places for lunch? Because the dumplings here are so good, they have received the Michelin star for it. So if it's later in the day and you're not feeling like breakfast, this is another place we suggest you go. So when you're walking up north on Spadina, it's on the east side, and you know you missed it if you reach College Street.
Continuing north from Mother Dumplings, the next major intersection is College. At College, you're going to want to make a left, which is west, and continue along College until you hit Augusta. Augusta and College is the northernmost point of Kensington Market. It's one of the entry points, and you'll see the sign, it marks it. And here you're going to make another left heading back south to take a tour through Kensington Market, which is one of the coolest little spots in all of Toronto. A lot of independent places here, a lot of great patios, great bars, great food, interesting architecture and art, a lot of cool graffiti if that's your thing. And you're going to continue along this route straight south until you hit Dundas and then make a left heading back east towards Spadina. Now, if walking through neighborhoods really isn't your thing, you can skip all of Chinatown and all of Kensington Market by just turning east at Spadina and Dundas when you reach that point heading north from the well. But I wanted to show you this little circuit so you can see two of the most interesting and cool neighborhoods in all of Toronto. But let's walk through Kensington Market at a fast pace. I'm going to slow it down for just a moment here because I wanted to point out the Sam's 24-hour market because that kind of signifies when you've reached Augusta. The sign can be hard to see. It's on the opposite side of the street, so I wouldn't want you to miss it. But as soon as you see that Sam's, you know it's time to turn left and head back south and make your way through Kensington Market. There are so many cool little stores in Kensington Market. There are a number of thrift stores as well and secondhand goods. But my favorite thing about Kensington Market, honestly, is the patios. And we were lucky enough to get a pretty decent day weather-wise in November here in Canada. You'll notice by the clothing everybody's wearing like at least a winter jacket of some sort. But there are people still on the patios. Even though it's only like 6 out, there are people still using the patios because that's the vibe in Kensington Market, and that's one of the things I just absolutely love about it. Now, obviously, you can spend a fair amount of time exploring neighborhoods like Chinatown or Kensington Market. We're just walking through to show you a brief idea of what they have there. So if your intention is to explore neighborhoods, definitely have enough time to do so. Don't be going here if you've only got, say, a 6-hour stopover, because you'll use a lot of your time here if that's your intention. If all you have is a short period of time, then I would more likely suggest you stay closer to Union Station. And there is something else that's pretty special you can see there that we didn't mention earlier that you'll see towards the end of this video, so stay tuned. There's only a couple of more stores as you approach Dundas on Augusta, and when you hit Dundas, it's pretty obvious we're approaching it here. You make a left, which is heading back east, and you're going to continue along Dundas for quite some time until you hit Dundas Square, but there's a couple of things to see on the way. Once again on Dundas Street, you've got the option to save yourself a little bit of walking by taking the streetcar, because they've got it available here as well. So if you don't want to walk the whole distance to the Art Gallery Ontario, or you have no interest in stopping at the Art Gallery Ontario, you can actually see it pretty well from the streetcar itself. Now once we cross Spadina, we'll be continuing along Dundas West heading east. And this is where you could have turned off Spadina earlier and skipped most of Chinatown and all of Kensington Market, and you still would have experienced some of Chinatown along Dundas Street. But what's coming up next actually is the Art Gallery Ontario, and it's one of the most iconic buildings in the city of Toronto. One of Canada's most famous architects, Frank Gehry, was the one who completed the expansion of the Art Gallery of Ontario. That includes the Galleria Italia glass facade and the iconic spiral staircase within. This particular design is kind of iconic for us because it's the first Frank Gehry building in Canada. So just across the street from the Art Gallery of Ontario is a store that's completely dedicated to Harry Potter paraphernalia and memorabilia and fanware. So that's something you may want to check out if that's your thing. After the Art Gallery of Ontario, we now approach this little mini plaza that's kind of hidden. It's all enclosed and you don't really see the entrance to it except for the Baskin Robbins kind of tips you off. But inside this little food court is one of our favorite breakfast and lunch places to go to, and I'll let Amy take it from there.
What makes this place feel special is that it feels like you're actually in a restaurant, but you're in a food court. And Corrine actually delivers the food to your table. But don't just take our word for it. 2 of our cousins from Sweden were just visiting recently, and we brought them here for breakfast, and they fell in love with this place also.
So if you want a big meal, if you're really hungry and you feel like a solid breakfast, try Corine's. Whether you stop at the food court and enjoy a meal at Corine's or not, what you want to do now is you want to continue heading east on Dundas, because the next stop is Dundas Square in the Eaton Centre. Now, Dundas Square has had the name changed to Sankofa Square. Don't ask me why, but I mean, everyone in Toronto still calls it Dundas Square. On the Why We Buy It YouTube channel, we've got actual experience reviews of some of the places mentioned in this particular video. Like, we've been to Arcadia Earth shortly after it opened, and it's expanded since then. We've been to Little Canada, and since our release of that video, they've added a whole nother section. So these attractions, even if you've seen them before, it can be worth it to revisit, because they keep growing them, they keep improving them, and the city keeps changing. So if you're interested in some of the spots we've mentioned, maybe check through our back catalog and see if there's some more information on those particular locations. This is one of those stops that's kind of high on a lot of people's lists, because especially if you haven't been to New York, this is the closest thing to Times Square you're going to find in Canada. And it makes for a pretty picturesque point. Not to mention, it's also got a couple of key attractions attached to it. And I'll let Amy take it from there.
When you arrive at Dundas Square or Sankofa Square, you have plenty of options of how to spend your time. Obviously, there's the Eaton Centre, but that isn't exciting to most people. You've got Little Canada, which is a miniaturized model of some of the most well-known places of Canada. Depending on when you're here though, there could be a festival or maybe even a concert happening at Sankofa Square itself. You also have food courts, restaurants that overlook the square, and Toronto's iconic Hard Rock Cafe. Cobe is now going to show you our next photo op.
Once you've completed your time spent at Dundas Square, Sankofa Square, you can either just double back to Bay Street and then turn left, which is south, toward the new City Hall, or you can go the route we're going. We're going to pop into the Eaton Centre and just show you a great place for a photo op, and then cut out through Trinity Square on our way to the new City Hall. So instead of entering the Eaton Centre, going down one level, walking through the corridors, and coming back up one level to get your photo op, it looks like you can just walk straight through Simon's now and get the exact same experience. Just the last time we were here, Simon's hadn't even opened yet, which goes again to show how quickly things are changing downtown. Now, normally we would tell you just to walk straight through the Eaton Centre and come out the other side on Queen Street. But right now there's a ton of construction happening down there, so those exits are sealed off, and that's why we're cutting through Trinity Square. And that tends to be a thing in Toronto. Don't be surprised if you come across some detours due to construction.
New City Hall is a pretty cool building, and depending on when you're here, there could be cool activities happening. And if you're here in the winter, you can always go ice skating because they actually have a shop that rents ice skates. But the reason most everybody comes here is for the photo opportunity in front of the Toronto sign. So you might as well stop by and snap your shot for the gram.
At this point, you've completed pretty much the majority of our stopover highlights while here, and you'll be making your way back down to Union Station by way of Bay Street. You're going to head straight south on Bay. But there is one more thing for you sports fans that you can check out just before you get to Union Station. And I'll clue you in when we get there. So if you love sports, especially winter sports, then you know that Toronto is pretty much the hockey capital of the world. And no visit to Toronto would be complete for a hockey fan without a stop at the Hockey Hall of Fame, which is only 1 block east of Union Station. So before you get there, you can take a left and check out the Hockey Hall of Fame before you make your way back to the Union Pearson Express and back to Pearson. Just on your right there is the Royal York Hotel, now the Fairmont Royal York. And that used to be the tallest building in all of Toronto. Now it's just a small structure amongst behemoth skyscrapers and of course the CN Tower, which up until recently was the tallest building in the world. This is where the tour comes to an end, and all that's left to do is make your way back to the Union Pearson platform and ride that train to the final stop, Pearson International Airport. Hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you're thinking about a stopover in Toronto. And if you do and want some additional information, feel free to reach out to us in the comments. Till next time, like, subscribe, and support the channel because we're really trying to grow and it really helps us a lot. Get us to 5,000 so we can give away that free watch to one of our lucky subscribers.